Good morning, YouTube. So today I'm going to be swapping out the auxiliary battery. The start-stop alert symbol just came on, and basically the vehicle is telling me that something's wrong. Watching some other YouTube videos, typically this is going to be the auxiliary battery. It's probably dead. What sucks about it is this is a 2021 Jeep. About a year ago, the same thing occurred, and Jeep swapped it out under warranty, but I'm out of warranty now. And I did charge the main battery, and it's putting out, while it's running, over 14 volts. That was yesterday. I had more, it was more than 14 volts. So I'm suspecting that the main battery is still good. And anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and swap out the auxiliary battery. Okay, this is the auxiliary battery that I picked up on Amazon, one-day delivery. And I have this voltmeter. I'm going to go ahead and check that before I install it. Now, I started getting my vehicle jacked up, and I'm going to jack it up on the frame there so I have more clearance to, I'm going to actually go underneath, and I'm going to remove these push pins or whatever they're called, and then peel this back and access the battery that way. Seems like it's going to be much easier doing it that way than going through the top. And this jack is going to jack on the axle so that I can lift up the wheel, but first I gotta loosen the bolts, and then I'll get to it. Alright, checking the volts on the aux battery right now. It's 12.7. Alright, at 12.7, that should be fully charged for a battery that's just resting and there's no engine. With the engine on, the battery correctly read over 14 volts. And that was the main battery on the Jeep JL Sport. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use my impact wrench here, and also a 22 millimeter socket, but I also have a locking nut, so I'm going to go ahead and put the locking nut there and take that off, loosen that up first, and then I'm going to do this all the while that the wheel is still on the ground. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and lift it from the axle and take the wheel off. That way I can access under here. The battery should be actually under the wheel well right there. So basically I got to take all of these off, and the ones right there, and wherever I can find more connection points that I need to remove. I also have a little kit that will replace most of these that I picked up off of Amazon, but you can buy them at Harbor Freight too. One thing that the Jeep manual said to do is to go ahead and chock the rear wheel on the driver's side if you're going to be doing the passenger front side, lifting that side. So there we go, we got the rear driver's side wheel chopped. It looks like I can't seem to find my kit with the plastic push pin rivets or whatever they're called. So I'm going to go ahead and take this apart, and then I'm probably going to make a Harbor Freight run in order to buy some replacements just in case. All right, here we go. All right, so these ones kind of broke right off when I was removing them with that plastic tool right there, one of them anyway. But these ones right there, looks like I can just kind of go in between and kind of wedge them loose. So these ones, looks like I'm going to be able to reuse those. And then I had to take I had to remove a bolt that was located right there. I put that in the tray. And let me check what looks like. It is a 10mm socket. Right there, 10mm socket. All right, so I've got this folded away. I used a big zip tie right here so I can hook that or secure that to there. And then just be careful when you're pulling it back that you don't do like I did and rip that one. The other ones are fine, but I just ripped right through this one, and I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I was having a hard time removing this one, so I think these are secured a lot better than these are. And I'm assuming that I can go ahead and reuse that, but I'm not 100% certain. Regardless, now I have access to the battery box, which is right here. And it looks like there's a couple of bolts here. I'll have to get underneath and see if there's any other bolts. Check on that side. But once that should just pop down, and I should be able to replace the battery at that point. Okay, now I'm looking at it from underneath, and there is a bolt right there. These are all 10mm. And anyway, get yourself one of these Milwaukees. It will make your life so much easier. Okay, as with everything, make a note as to how everything is orientated in there. So the terminals are to the left, and check out how the battery box is oriented. So again, terminals on the left, and there's the battery box. Now I'm gonna have to unhook those. Okay, so now I got the auxiliary battery out and I'm testing it, and it is testing at 11.28 volt, which means it's dead. And it's only 1 year since this was serviced and supposedly replaced at Jeep Chrysler when I had the auto start stop problem previously. So anyhow, this one earlier, it was 12.7 volts. This one's currently at 11.23. It is dead. And so once I replace that one, I should be good to go. This may be the only thing you need to do most of the time. What I would recommend is charge the main battery, see what voltage is reading internally after you charge the main battery. And if that reads over 14 volts while the engine's running, because I think that's the only way you can actually read it, then you're good to go. But at rest, it should be, fully charged battery should be around 12.7 volts. So now I need to unscrew these terminals and screw them onto here, and then insert that battery into here and then reinstall everything. Well, these look like Torx. I don't have any Torx. This is a 532. It looks like it's gonna work. All right, I got these new posts on. And I'm gonna go ahead and get that reinstalled. Just kind of reverse what I did previously. And then, and again, The reason why you want to swap these out is because they can, as quickly as possible, once you see the warning light, the auto start stop, it'll start killing your main battery. And luckily we verified that the main battery is still good, and this is the only one that needs to be replaced. But again, that's only 1 year old, and I'm definitely disappointed in it. I'm probably going to go to the dealership and complain, but I'm not sure that they're going to do anything. YouTube, I'm pretty much practically done. I've got that bolted back on. I'm gonna head over to Harbor Freight with my other vehicle and pick up some of these potentially. Now I could probably just use some rivets there, but we'll see. I want to get some similar push pins. This one, I gotta take those out, but yeah, these are those slip-in ones. I know I had them in a kit. I just can't find a kit, unfortunately. But anyhow, that's how to replace the aux battery, and probably won't take more than an hour if you are already familiar, which I wasn't 100% familiar, so, and it still took me just over an hour anyway. All right, thank you. Oh, one last thing. I saw this on another video. If you don't want that warning sign to come back on, you've got to disconnect the negative terminal, because it'll reset. There's some wires there that pretty much tells the system that you have the aux battery installed, and you need to get that to reset to make sure that warning light comes off. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now while I make my trip to Harbor Freight, and by the time I get back, that should be enough time for that system to reset.